There's one thing I seem to have a lot of, and that's footwear. I've got plenty of casual shoes I wear on a normal day, plenty of boots I use for farm work and hunting, and of course a bunch of old tennis shoes for farm work as well. Most of these shoes I've had for a number of years, but there's one type of boot that just never seems to last very long, and that's rubber boots. And after about a year, these things are ready for the trash. I get a few companies that reach out to me every now and then, asking me to showcase a product in exchange for free product. Most of the time I decline their offer, whether it's because I don't actually use the product or I don't think it's a product you guys would be interested in. But this time I thought I'd give it a shot. The company that sent me these boots is called Hi-C. No, not the same beverage brand you're thinking of, but it's spelled H-I-S-E-A. They just asked me to try these boots out for a couple weeks and give my honest opinion on them. So they sent me 4 different pairs of rubber boots, 3 pairs of work boots, and a pair of insulated waders. I got them unboxed and began their 2-week torture test. So let's get these things cleaned up and see how they held up. Just to give an example, this is a pair that I bought and wore for about a year. These retailed for about 70 bucks. I bought them as an open box, so I got a couple bucks off, but they were still brand new. Worn for about a year, essentially just in the winter and spring. And you can see they did not hold up super well. Got a big hole right here. Got a hole in the neoprene tops. Got rips through the neoprene tops. And this boot I actually have, I don't know if you can see there, but my finger is in the boot through the bottom. So these are not waterproof anymore, obviously. That was the right boot. This is the left boot. Same thing here, got a big hole right there. This one also has another hole on this side, and then one right there in the front. Same issue, the sole is coming off. I have a couple holes through the bottom right here. But essentially this is how every rubber boot goes for me. I have them for about a year, and by the end they're pretty much tore up and I have to buy a new pair every single year. Now that we've got these Hi-C boots kind of cleaned up as good as I could, I guess. They're still a little damp, so you may see a little discoloration there. But now that they're partially cleaned up, we'll take a look at some of the damage that they've received over the last couple weeks. This is the right boot, as you can see. Nothing damaged. I did have it up against a hot chainsaw, so the neoprene right here is a little pushed in, but it is still waterproof. I did test that. Soles are in good shape. There's nothing ripped or a hole in any of it. Overall, the right pair is in perfect shape. The left boot, however, it did take some damage, and once again, these are just rain boots. These are not meant for doing heavy chores like I was using them for. One of the times the neighbor's cows had gotten out into the woods, so I ran through chasing them in these boots and went through a patch of thorns. It made a couple little holes. We got a little bit of stitching coming out of the top, but the boot is still intact. Nothing major. I'm just going to cut that off. It'll be good to go. The rest of the boot, once again, no other damage. It was just because I ran through a thorn patch, and I should not have been doing that in just these basic rain boots here. Other than that, there is no other damage. Once again, this is only a 2-week test, so take it for what it's worth. But so far, they did hold up nicely. And once again, these probably are my favorites out of the group just because they're so light and they're actually super comfortable. The Chore version, they actually held up amazingly well. Once again, I tried to clean them up a little bit, but they're still a little bit dirty. The tops, no damage to the neoprene. They held up nicely. No damage to the actual rubber portion. And of course, you can see some cow manure is still on there, but the bottom, this is a lot more thick and sturdy than the rain boot, but it held up great. These, if I actually clean them up, they would still look as good as new. So I can, in good faith, try to sell you guys on these boots that I've only owned for 2 weeks. But if you guys are willing to experiment and try out a brand that you've never tried before, because once again, most of the time my boots only last a year or less, I would say Hi-C is worth at least a try. These boots that I tore up were worth about 70 some bucks new, and I tore them up in less than a year. These are worth less than 70 bucks, and they're even a little heavier duty. So is it worth experimenting? If you're looking for another boot, sure, I would put my money towards it, see if they're any better than the others. But once again, even if they only last a year like the other brands, you are getting them at a little bit of a cheaper price. So this is not going to be a full review because I can't say these are the best boots in the world. However, if you guys continue to watch my videos for the next year, you will see me wearing this brand of boots, whether it's the work boots or these rubber boots, and you'll be able to see how long they last. You'll notice when I quit wearing them. So, and I will definitely give you guys an update on these in a year, see how they held up. If you guys are willing to take the risk and buy these boots online, which I would encourage you to do so if you're looking for another budget boot to wear on the farm, you guys can use the link down in the description to get to their website, and then use the discount code Farm and Hammer, all lowercase, no spaces, Farm and Hammer. Use that as the discount code and you will save 15%. So with that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you guys are looking for a budget boot, be sure to check out Hi-C's website, see if there's any pairs that you want to try out. And with that being said, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Now, it would have been nearly impossible to really test all 8 pairs in just 2 weeks, so I mostly just focused on the rubber boots.